Hello and welcome to the last game of round three for the LFGS Winter 2023 tournament, and I'm joined here by Nihilus. How are you?
Hello, I'm doing all right. I'm happy to be here. This is my first time commentating, so take it easy on me, chat.
You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. It's easy. It's easy.
It's nothing. Like
It's
it's nothing.
nothing. Like everyone else who has co-casted with me has also had like very little experience. So
hmm
yeah,
I think that's part of why a tournament like this is so fun. Like you're giving experience to, and I appreciate you guys for running it. You're giving experience not just to players but to commentators. I think
yeah,
that's really cool. So
yeah.
heck yeah,
It also gives me experience. I get to commentate, and like
true.
just because I do a lot of the commenting on here, the only reason I've gotten okay at it is because I did last tournament and this tournament, and that's pretty much all I've done. So
Well, perfect.
you can pick it up pretty quick.
It
Okay.
looks like we're getting the Tater Tots and the Clappers in here for this showdown today. Going to be very exciting. I went back and I watched the Clappers footage from their match with Hardstuck, which is a very close match that they won over Hardstuck, which is a very good team.
Yeah, true.
Uh, they ran a very brawl heavy comp. There were a lot of Reinhardt, lots of Reaper, lots of Ramatra, and they stuck pretty closely to that for the entirety of the set.
Dang.
Um, don't really know what Tater Tots is going to be running because if I'm correct, they have not been on stream yet.
Yeah, it's true. Wow, you've done your research though. That's impressive.
A little bit, a little
A
bit.
little bit of research. A little bit of research. You made the same mistake I did though. Their Tater is with an ER instead of an OR, so we gotta
Oh, is
fix.
it? Oh,
Yes, I
dang
know.
it! Not enough research.
Not quite. How is Tater actually spelled? Is it actually Tater with an ER? Because if it's
I think it's an ER.
Potato, right? Wouldn't it be Tator?
Oh,
Like I
yeah.
feel like it would be an OR. I don't know that, but I don't know if Tater is actually a real word, so I don't know if they're just making it up or
I don't know. Might just be some slang. I'm
indeed.
unsure.
Um,
Who's to say, really?
Indeed. We do have a fellow fan of yours, Shiny Umbreon, in the chat says go Nihilus.
Planking. Let's go. Let's go.
Using your Twitch emotes, Nihilus Blaster. That's very cool.
Oh, nice.
Nice. That's what we got to see. We got to see them spamming your own emotes to hype you up. That's pretty awesome.
You love to see it. If you're me, you love to see it.
Absolutely. That's a cool emote. It's like a rocket ship.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the whole aesthetic of my stream is space and rockets and stuff.
That's
And so
cool.
it's fun. It's cute.
Nice. Did you make those yourself?
I commissioned them
Oh,
actually.
okay.
Uh, those are shout outs to Ukemi Art who did all of my emotes. Very talented artist.
Cool. We're starting to see some of the Bybyb clappers come into the lobby here. Recognizing some names here, we got Super Sulo. I believe that's the support player. Jojo DeBoss plays Sojourn, if I remember correctly. I could be totally wrong.
Yeah, I
Probably wrong.
believe Jojo DeBoss was run mostly Sojourn in the previous set. It was
Mhm.
very good too. It was
Yeah.
super good. Let's see, Swanky Sloth. Swanky, yeah, is on the Clappers. Contagious on the Clappers. Okay, perfect.
Someone says,
Not
"What
sure.
is Bybyb?" in the chat, right? And to my surprise, when I was casting with Call Me Frost, she was mentioning something how Bybyb was like the sound that you make when you clap, like this is the sound of Bybyb.
Oh,
I don't know.
interesting.
I don't know. It's creative. That's what it is. I'll give
That
it
is very
creative.
creative.
Yeah. I don't I don't know exactly what they're going for, but interesting. I'm throughout this match, I'm going to call them the clappers
hmm
because it's just easier. It's going to be the
hmm
clappers versus the tots or the taters. I don't know. The
Sorry
taters.
if you can hear that. That's my dog
Oh, I cannot hear
grumbling in the
that.
background.
I cannot hear that. Okay, and making sure we do have, yeah, I believe these are teams on the correct side. I'm gonna switch the caster's desk here so that the Bibib's on the left and the Taters are on the right,
Okay.
or the other way around. I mean, because that's kind of what we're doing over here. So I'm gonna make this be actually Bibib clappers. Otherwise, that is going to mess me up because I'll be like looking at the stream. I'll be looking at OBS, right? And
hmm
I'll say one team is something and then the other team is the other. So they got to match.
And is
Tater.
Casey Goats here? Swap Casey Goats for Amazing Bob. There we go.
All right.
And Amazing Bob, we want to set spectate to blue only. There we go.
You're doing it. You're doing
there
it.
we go.
You're doing it.
Not often that I get to host a lobby like this, so I usually we have on Plant Gang we have a player on our team who's not competing today because he's in Diamond.
Okay.
Maybe higher. Maybe Connor's in Masters. I'm not sure. But he's usually the one that runs all of our lobbies, so we don't have to touch anything.
That's good. Does Connor go by the username Kaner?
Bananas is his tag.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's his
I know another Connor who's similarly rated.
Gotcha.
Swap Classy and I? That's Squashy saying that.
Okay. Who said that? It was
Squashy and Classy. And then Squashy needs to spectate Team Red.
Perfect. All right. I'm excited. This is gonna be a fun match. Hopefully, I'm excited to see Tater Tots. Excited to see what kind of stuff they play.
Yeah.
Take a peek at their career profiles too, because I haven't done that quite yet.
We have not yet seen Tater Tots in the chat. We are seeing "Don't be a Tater hater." I agree. Hater's gonna hate, potato's gonna potate. So
it's true.
Absolutely.
That's just what I hear anyway.
Izzy with an impressive profile. Wow.
Yeah, for real. That's the first thing I looked at. Diamond on all roles but support. So I imagine support's what we're going to be playing today.
Barely qualified for this tournament. Pretty high up there. Wow, this team's looking pretty good, actually.
Ooh. Who did they play most recently?
I'd have to pull up the spreadsheet, and I can't really pull up the spreadsheet now that we're I don't know. I try to keep all the web browsers closed.
Yeah.
Because I'm already eating so many resources and playing Overwatch. I got OBS open, and then it's like, if I use any more resources, I could blue screen like I did last stream.
Okay, so it looks like in their first match, they played against Kevin Fan Club, and Kevin Fan Club beat them with a 14-6 scoreline.
Oh, that's a 4-0.
So
yeah,
pretty hard roll from Kevin Fan Club.
That's also KFC, to be fair.
Okay, it's true. They are a really good team. They're at the top of our rankings for a reason, right? So,
yeah.
But I mean, a lot of these career profiles, we're looking at diamonds, we're looking at plats, we're looking at some really good players in here, right? You've got 600 hours, you've got 1,300 hours. These are experienced players. So
yeah. Hold on. Before we start here, just want to make sure that their average is actually below 2.8. Okay, they've got plat 5. Plat 5 will probably do it. Yeah, okay. I think they're good. All right, are they ready? I want to say R for us. R. I'll just say R, so that they're waiting for us, so that we're also going to be ready. And then when it's all ready to go, and then it is Bybyb Clappers is higher seed, so they get to choose the first map. The first map in our map pool is either Lijiang, Busan, or Oasis.
Okay.
So
I don't know. Clappers said they're ready whenever.
Yeah.
Do we have a map pick?
We have to ask them.
Yeah.
Clappers map pick. As we're waiting on that map pick, we're going to be getting into this pretty soon here. Sorry, guys, I'm making you wait for so long here. Tiny Donut says Overwatch is my favorite game. I'm very sad. What do you mean? Why are you sad, Tiny Donut? Resident Genji player, very sad.
What else is new? Better nerf Genji.
What do you think, Tiny Donut? Do you think we should nerf Genji? Do you think they should nerf him?
I checked out Tiny Donut's last match, and I can almost certainly say the answer is no on their behalf.
Wow. Okay. Shots fired?
No. I mean, Tiny Donut seemed to be playing mostly Genji, and As a fellow Genji player myself,
Oh, I see.
I understand. I understand. Not a very good Genji player, but
Wait, King's Row? What?
I'm there too.
Uh,
Oh, oops.
yeah, we need Lijiang. Based choice. I'll give you that. But unfortunately, we have to start with control first. Then we can go to the King's Row.
The easy pick, but the right pick, I would say, when it comes to
right.
Lijiang. All right, we're good to go.
We are good to go.
Let's do it. Yeah, Lijiang starting out, I know that's been a favorite for a lot of these teams in this tournament so far, and with good reason. I think it's one of the most popular maps in Overwatch for a reason, right? You know, I think like that and King's Row are probably the two that people come back to the most. Is like, yes, this is the one.
Yeah. Shout out to Soviet Python. You just called me Almond.
A couple letters off.
Yeah, I give him credit. It's close. It's close.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what these teams are going to be running.
Ready for battle.
Okay, so we see on the left side, we've got Doctor running the Orisa. Pizze is going to be on DPS with the Reaper. Running a bit of a... I'd say, Orisa pretty close to meta right now, but
Yeah.
I'm surprised not seeing a Rhine on either side. Instead, Classy Crew is picking up the Ramatra for this match, which will be interesting. I know Classy Crew was mostly running Reaper in their previous set.
Yeah, indeed. And what we're seeing here as well is we might see it just TP and a swap to Junkrat because Junkrat... Oh, no. So it definitely looks like Tater Tots opting not to play the Junkrat in this game. But as you can see, Junkrat very valuable as it picks up the first pick of this match, and that's already an advantage for the Bybyb Clappers.
Absolutely huge first pick going the way of the Clappers. Two big picks going the way of Swanky Sloth. And they're pushing Tater Tots all the way back here. They're having to regroup, take their time, but Clappers are going to end up with the point here to start things off. And we're playing on the back foot if you're the Tater Tots right now. A lot of pressure coming down that hallway. How are they going to get past this? Orisa's slowly moving up, but she's got to fan herself out.
You see this Reaper behind? Oh my god, Pizze.
Oh,
with a big
lots of
flank
damage
here.
coming in there. Ramatra picks up a kill too.
Yeah, Ramatra does get this clinch kill here. And like Pizze, I think with a really strong flank, just not quite the execution you needed. It does turn out that the Bybyb Clappers is tanky enough to just kind of hold their own against the flanking Reaper, and he had to Wraith out. Here they're kind of back.
Teleports out. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, they're kind of back where they started here. Everyone just kind of like face-to-face inside the choke point, although it does look like Bybyb Clappers is giving up a little bit of space here for this Orisa comp, just kind of walking forward on them. The rush comes down and is now pushing point. Pretty powerful.
Look at that. So much positioning gain, but here comes the window. A lot of damage going to be coming through there. The lamp protects the team, and that's going to get two picks going the way of the Clappers. Reaper going to Wraith out, and that's another reset.
This is a great look for the Clappers.
Clappers are holding on. It looks like so difficult with this Ramatra putting up the shield and all that Junkrat damage just being spammed down these hallways. It looks really, really difficult for anyone on the Tater Tots to even get a shot off.
Absolutely. And Pizze here now.
Ramatra in a bad spot here. Ramatra?
Oh, Ramatra.
He
off
gets
the
pushed
edge.
off the map by the
Whoa,
Doctor.
hold up.
That's a big opening pick. Ramatra gets a little bit too aggressive there, and that's going to be lots of easy push coming that way. But Swanky Sloth does get a kill onto the Sojourn. Doesn't matter. They're going to back out and retake this later.
Wow, so that's what you can do with a medical license. You can just push someone off of the edge. The Doctor shows us what he can do, what he went to college for 8 years. Sorry, 12 years. Sorry, 16 years. We don't know. We see a big rotation here, all the way around from Dark Room into White Room for Bybyb Clappers. There are 4 ults up. Overclock comes out. Some picks come out immediately as Pizze is on the high ground, seeing what he can find here. The Annihilation comes out from Classy Crew, and I think that might be the linchpin here as Bybyb Clappers retakes the point.
They are pressing Q right now, and Classy Crew is going to end up with 2 big picks. And with only 15 seconds left on the clock to recontest, some of their teammates still respawning. It's going to be a really tough take here. What are they going to do? They're slowly moving up. That Javelin comes out to push the Ramatra back. Tyre on the side, going to take out Sojourn. How are they going to touch? Orisa might not be able to make it at this point. Is able to touch just barely, but another big pick going the way of JoJo. The Echo right there gets taken out, and with just a Kiriko and a Sojourn respawning, it looks like first match going to go the way of the Clappers.
Wow, you're an amazing caster. I just want to say that. Holy cow.
Oh, what?
Go. God damn.
Stop it. Stop. Jeez. Embarrassed.
You're over here being like, I've never casted before. Yeah, uh-huh.
I've casted Smash. I've never casted Overwatch. In fairness, leading up to this, I was doing nothing but watching VODs on mute and just like trying to solo cast. Like I literally was grinding. I was trying real hard. I was not gonna get on this stream today and look like a noob.
Gotcha. Wow. No, good stuff though. Definitely good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah. Coming out the gates here, both seeing Orisa on both sides. Only one team with the Symmetra, and this is actually very favorable for Symmetra. If this is one map you'd want to play a sim on, it's this one, as Bybyb Clappers knows what's up. They're going to immediately drop turrets on all the doors here, and now Tater Tots has to find some way onto point, even with this really powerful defender's advantage. And I think what it's going to start with is Pizze on the Echo on the coast.
You see, they reassess. They don't want to take that on the edge, and they do get a pick there onto JoJo. Turrets get taken out by the Orisa, and that's an SD coming in from Moo. Pizze is able to get a second pick right there onto the Symmetra, and without the Symmetra able to set up turrets there, it's going to be a little bit easier, but Clappers do take the point here. It's an uneven fight, a 3-on-4, but but Sojourn does rejoin and immediately gets picked by Pizze.
Pizze everywhere right now. I mean, it's like on every single angle, and if you've watched Pizze throughout this entire fight so far, Pizze is like the one killing everyone on every single angle. I mean, this man is like living rent-free in all of their backlines.
Pizze is looking for a pick onto these supports. They're living right now. The lamp does get taken out. Watch that. Baptiste goes down, but 2 picks coming out for the Clappers, and a third and a fourth. That is going to solidify their presence on this point. They do survive the onslaught. They're able to get a little bit more percentage on this point here.
Wow, clean 2K there from Contagious as well. We're taking a look at ultimate abilities, and it's kind of close on both sides. Both teams kind of coming up on a few of them, and no one's actually got one yet, which is kind of surprising, given that we're already 50% on the clock. I would think that there would be some ult. Maybe I just missed one.
You have Rush from Kiriko.
Rush is now coming up. Yeah, now things are starting to come up. Now that we're kind of like entering the poke phase, kind of pushing in. Look at Classy Crew. I mean, so far up here, trying to find the Kiriko in the enemy backline, but Kiriko just teleports out.
Lots of damage, though, on that Kiriko, and the second she teleports, she gets caught by the Sojourn ability. It's 2 picks going the way of Clappers. And we've got the Sojourn here trying to survive, trying to do something. Is she going to make it out? Just barely, it looks like.
Hold up, there's no way.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow, I can say for certain, 100%, if I was playing Sojourn right there, I would have died. I would have died, straight up, 100%.
There's only 15 seconds left on the clock here, too. How are they going to recontest? Another situation where it's just going to be really tricky, and Clapper's positioning has been so good all game. Pizze moving right in with the Mercy Pocket, transforms into the Orisa, immediately goes out with the fan, needs to build up an ultimate quickly here. Trying to get a kill onto the Sojourn, isn't able to connect, pulls everyone in, does get some good damage, gets a kill there. 2 picks going the way of the Tater Tots right now. They are able to get a big res going for Tater Tots, and it looks like they are going to take this back.
Wow. Yeah, Tater Tots really just leaning in on so much momentum there. However, they have a big mountain to climb, and they're 5% right now versus 99. It's just one fight is all that the Clappers need to be able to clinch this. They do have overclock, and I've seen JoJo DeBoss do some overclocks.
Seriously.
Man's not screwing around. Absolutely
They're
not.
gonna take the high ground here. Maybe just give JoJo an opportunity to pop off here. Moving a little bit closer in, we see Tater Tots retreat to point. How are they gonna work their way in here?
They're gonna have to use an angle, just like Pizze did. He has to go around, just go around on separate angles here. But if you do so, you're still gonna have to fight Pizze on that angle, because that's where Pizze is right now. Guarding coast, understanding, has a good macro that they're going to probably come in from one side or the other. But here they're just going to all enter through Garden, and it's going to be competing Terra Surges on both sides. It looks like the Doctor lays down the medical license. There you go. There's the picks they need.
Oh, Lucio gets moved off the map.
Oh, my. Doctor threading the needle. Oh, my. It's... Oh. Okay, Doctor.
An assertive fight win coming out from Tater Tots.
Tater's gonna hate, Potato's gonna potate. Tater Tot showing us how it's done.
Yeah, an excellent fight when we see both Orisa ults just immediately get used in that fight. But a little bit more value coming the way of Doctor. Really, really good positioning right there from Tater Tots to avoid that initial ult. And just like this, the ult's economy has been reset, and Clappers, they've got a beat here and they've got a window. They're going to go ahead and use that damage coming through there, but you see the positioning coming out from Tater Tots. They're going to try and get their way around this, and Lamp has been used by the Clappers, but not before Orisa gets picked out of the fight. And there goes Echo as well, and Kiriko. It's going to be tough at this point, and they're all done. That's going to be a game 1 win for Clappers. Clappers. And a great victory, too. Tater Tots keep it really, really close in that second round there. Very, very close. But at the end, all of that ultimate advantage really stacked up for him. And the window and the positioning advantage, they were able to take the point. Now, look at that big boop right there, too.
Wow. That is
huge plays coming out from Classy Crew on the Orisa. Not the first boop in that fight.
Indeed not. That's one of the higher amounts of environmental kills I've seen from an Orisa on Lijiang, I will say.
Yeah.
It must have been like 3-4 environmental or something crazy like that. I don't know.
And we didn't even go to Gardens, did we? Or is that, oh gosh, I can't remember what the third map is called.
That was 2-0 there on Lijiang.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Tater Tots map pick.
So I wonder what they're going to go here, running what they did. I don't know, we haven't seen much from Tater Tots. We don't know if that's, that kind of brawl comp that they were demonstrating was necessarily their style. I think that's where we're going to see that come out a little bit more here is, are they going to go to whatever map they pick is going to be within their comfort zone. They're going to be able to run what they want a little bit more than they could on Control.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure the Tater Tots knows their map pick. They'll know that.
I'm interested in seeing what they go. I'm interested.
Yeah, I am definitely. I think they go Kings Row here. I bet they go Kings Row.
It's a classic.
It is a classic. They did seem to want to play Orisa very badly. Orisa has been kind of a brawly tank, and it's a brawly map, so it makes sense to me.
I think she's really strong against Reinhardt, too, who's a popular pick for that map as well.
I want to add in, just from the lore from before, when I said that I can't believe Soviet Python actually called me Almond, the follow-up comment was, my bad, I meant Almond. Okay. We have a bit of a troll in the chat.
Thanks for the epic commentary, Asthma. Doing a great job.
Damn. Okay, Soviet, I see you. You are noticed.
We've got the Paraiso map pick coming in from the Tater Tots here.
Oh, Parisio.
Interesting choice here. I'm very excited to see what they're rocking with coming out of spawn. Right. Especially, I don't know. I'm curious.
Like, Orisa's viable on this. Maybe they have other tricks up their sleeves. And just because we saw them play a lot of Orisa on Lijiang doesn't necessarily mean they're not about to surprise us with an amazing Doomfist comp right now.
True.
Doom dive break, calling it, right? Doom, yeah, that's a comp.
And let's take a look at Doctor's. Doctor got a little bit of time on Orisa, a little bit of time on Ramatra, Doomfist, Roadhog. There's that Doomfist, so.
Yeah.
Do have a swap here coming in from Clappers. Chaotic coming in favor of Classy. So Classy's going to hit the bench for now. Let me make sure spectate red only.
You're doing awesome. Yes, thank you.
Gosh, I'm getting so nervous being the lobby owner.
Yeah, I'm over here controlling OBS. You got the lobby. Together, we're a powerful team that cannot be stopped.
Dynamic duo. Dynamic duo.
Exactly. You used to play for the San Francisco Shock, right? You used to go by Super TF or something like that?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's in my past.
Got it.
That's
Yeah.
way behind me at this point. Okay,
Chaotic
we've
03 in. What the fuck?
Chaotic's coming in. The sweep is here.
Okay. Welcome to the stream, Carl from HR.
That's a good tag. That's a good tag right there. I haven't seen anyone say.
I'll say
so
R.
yet.
I don't know.
Bizay is R. Tater Tots are R. Clappers maybe taking a second to assess their situation. A good but close first map.
Indeed. It was still pretty close. Like they weren't 99-0 games, so we definitely have a game on our hands here. And what's also exciting is this is like a very different map, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I think that Dive is way better on this one. So if either of these teams do have any like Dive in their pool, then this is the chance they're gonna have to like pull Dive out and show it, because this is where it matters. And generally, I think defense, I see a lot of spam. I see a lot of like Sig Ramatra or Orisa on defense, and I see a lot of like Monkey and Diva on attack.
I know Winston's a favorite of mine here for sure.
Yeah.
Especially specifically on attack. It's just a lot more this, especially compared to Lijiang, right? It's so much less cramped. It's got a lot of space to work with, and yet we see the Orisa coming out on attack, or excuse me, on defense. I suppose Tater Tots aren't on defense here, but if we did see the dive comp, that would likely be coming out on attack. But we'll see what we can do here with the Orisa. The Orisa Widowmaker, a little bit of an interesting, unconventional choice, but maybe Enfi can go in on this Widow here. It definitely has a lot of space to control sight lines, and it kind of remain uncontested. And you look here for the side of the Clappers, they don't have much to contest a Widow, aside from maybe that Sojourn.
You think they're like playing the Widow anticipating like a flyer?
Potentially. I mean, they did run. Okay, I forget. Echo was mostly on the side of the Tater Tots last time, so I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. What we're seeing, this is interesting, and I like what I'm seeing from the Bybyb Clappers here, going straight to point. And I'm also seeing this is like a really interesting team comp from the Tater Tots. Super unconventional play Widow Echo, but I'm excited to see what they're going to do with it here as Super Sulo first to go down. Pizze now with a 2K already. Like, Pizze here, absolute monster so far in this game.
Just popping off over and over again. Contagious does get a kill onto the Kiriko, and that's a big kill onto the Doctor too. Envy gets a headshot onto the Lucio, and that's going to end that fight. But Pizze, really, I mean, just over and over again, getting huge picks.
It's crazy. Like, Pizze doing some wonderful things already. 55% ult charge. Although, I mean, I'm looking around. Some other people are, you know, roaming around in the 50s as well. Even Envy's even at 61. So
it was a good push from Clappers, and they were getting a ton of damage onto that Orisa, but Orisa just barely able to stay alive. Great healing from the other side. Pizze again with a huge opening pick.
You know, this is really showcasing as well what the advantage of having verticality is over a Junkrat, right? And like, if you're playing Junkrat and the enemy team is playing a flyer, it's really hard to do too much about it. This is crazy though. I mean, Pizze is kind of just like getting multiple kills every single fight.
It's dominating right now, and we do see a swap coming in from Swanky Sloth onto Hanzo. Junkrat just not doing it right now, so the Hanzo swap, hoping to get a little bit more pressure onto the Echo. We'll see how that works out for him.
Absolutely. Hanzo, interesting pick for trying to click, or I shouldn't say click, trying to throw an arrow out of the sky and hit Pizze. If he lands that shot, he's an absolute legend. I'll give him that.
True.
So I think we're going to see a similar push here, although it does look like they're going to run up the stairs into the Red Room. I think Red Room control here, a pretty good start as an approach to the point. And we'll just got to see like how much pressure can they put onto the Echo. Meanwhile, though, Jojo DeBoss dies to Envy. Envy just holding that angle. Oh my god, Envy has a nasty angle, actually. like through the room there. I don't think they realized that Widow's just on the coast looking directly at them.
Swanky Sloth does get a pick onto the Baptiste, the primary healer of the team, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to regroup here. Baptiste does have a long walk back, so we'll see if they're able to take advantage of this very brief 5-on-4.
This is the kind of advantage they need, and they need to like actually act on it right now. They're going all the way around. Baptiste is back, though we do have Moo again. Doctor kind of caught out, though. This could be bad.
Oh, Risa with some big picks!
Oh, my.
2 big boobs off the side!
Holy cow.
And it's time to take a plunge if you're Swanky Sloth. Lucio going to be able to retreat back to the spawn. Only 50 seconds left. They go all the way around, and Doctor says, absolutely not. Let me prescribe you some of this.
Wow, a taste of that medicine was pretty potent, if I do say so myself. I did not think I would see more environmental kills on this map from the Doctor, but he proved me wrong. This is completely insane.
They're going to take this high ground again for this fight. It did work a little bit better if it weren't for the fact that Envy had that crazy sightline and 2 major picks. How are they going to contest this Widowmaker here? That's really the question. They've got 3 ultimates here coming up on 5, and they've got to hit Q here. But actually, if you look at the other side of the team too, Tater Tots, everyone has ult here. This is going to be a crazy fight. The Echo ultimate onto the Ramatra. Window coming out from Clappers. Oh my god, so many effects happening on the screen. Orisa gets one. Oh, Pizze with multiple kills. Pizze just popping off. It's only Ramatra left.
Oh my.
That's a full hold going the way of the Tater Tots.
Wow. A new light from the Tater Tots here. That is incredible. Getting a full hold, an absolutely stunning performance from, I want to say, literally every single member of the Tater Tots. Just played absolutely fantastically. I mean, Widow had the angles, Echo had the flight in the shots, the stickies, the blazers, and then like we had the environmental kills, and the healing was just great. So I just all together, that was a new look for the Tater Tots, and that's the kind of look that they need to make their way into the playoffs. Like keep that up, and we could see the Tater Tots in the playoffs for sure.
Absolutely. They had a rough match against Kevin Fan Club in the first week, which means and they had a bye in the second week, which means this team has not won a match yet this tournament. So a performance like this in the second match, especially after dropping the first game, that's huge. That's a big deal. And if nothing else, just a big confidence boost for the Tater Tots.
Oh, absolutely. I am so excited to see how this is going to unfold as we see a Sigma comp coming together here for the Bybyb Clappers. And this is, I would say, a pretty favorable comp. I mean, you've got Mercy for the long fight, and you've got Sigma, who also wants to play for a long fight and shoot at range. Very ranged, pressury comp. And we still see Echo without even a Mercy pocket from Tater Tots. And the question is, can Pizze carry this team all the way to victory on the Echo?
Yeah, if you're Clappers right now, you gotta find a solution for this Echo. That's #1 priority, because Pizze is seemingly walking away with first pick every single fight. And not just first pick, but multiple picks every single fight. So you gotta find a way to address this. Tater Tots come in. The Orisa's a little bit alone right now, kind of split off from the healers. Baptiste does have that angle. They don't put a lot of pressure on him, just focusing on the Orisa.
Absolutely.
Doctor is able to stay alive for a long time, long enough for Widowmaker to get a big first pick on Jojo the Boss. Mercy is able to get away, but not before Pizze comes in with the beam. Another kill onto Swanky Cloth. And this is tough now, a 4-on-5.
What's crazy is this solo performance from Pizze at every angle that he approaches at. It's just such a devastating angle. Like, no one notices he's there. No one realizes the pressure he's exerting until all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he's gotten a 3K.
An unbelievable performance from all of Tater Tots, and specifically from Pizze. I mean, this was a huge turnaround in this match.
Wow, I believe this was when duped the Ramatra and then annihilated. Killed everyone? Yeah.
1, 2, gets the... Oh, wow. That's close to an ace. Come on, Moo. Come on, Moo. You got to give it to him in that situation.
Yeah, Moo really did that. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Caught in 4K. Caught in 4K. What a stunning performance. Wow. So, like, I looking at Tater Tots scoreline coming into this, and then thinking as well, like, I haven't seen Tater Tots. I see what's going on, and I didn't know like how good of a team they were, and after seeing that round, that performance on Paricio, it's just like I'm impressed. I'm impressed by this team. Like, this team can go places, and I don't think their standing in the tournament accurately represents their skill. Like, this team is really good.
Really, really, really good. And I mean, we've only seen one match from them this tournament, and it was a match against Kevin Fan Club where they kind of got rolled. It was a 4-0, right?
Yeah.
So that's all we're working with as far as what we understand about Tater Tots. So to come out and have a performance like that in map 2, I mean, jeez.
Yeah. I am shivering in my boots if I am the big clappers right now. A little bit of a shiver.
I think you got to make a swap here. They do have, I mean, we were joking before stream started about how many people they have in their on their team. They had 9 people in their channel. Actually, I'm looking at it now. They have even more people in their channel. They got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people in the coach's channel for clappers. So surely, of all of those players, they have to have a hit scan in their pocket somewhere, someone who's able to address this echo and bring down Pizze's influence over this match a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, like, you can put two teams together with that number of people. Like, that's so many people.
A crazy amount.
That is actually kind of crazy. It makes our Discord server look popular or something like that. We are seeing Route 66 seems to be the next map pick here. I'm going to say R for us. And yeah, this was Clapper's map pick. So Route 66, I kind of get it. I don't think flyers are bad on this map, but I do also feel like any flyers that are playing this map might overextend out into the open a bit, because there's a lot of like open flying space here. So maybe the thought is that if Pizze is going to keep playing the Echo, then maybe this is going to give him a chance to play hit scan against the Echo in the most favorable geometry possible. And I think that's what this is. Could be wrong. I don't know.
We do see an R coming out from Clappers, so they're sticking with their current lineup, keeping their current DPS in the game. Maybe, I mean, swapping roles perhaps, but they are committed to this lineup here. I think you're totally right. I think especially on that second point, there's a lot of really long eye lines for snipers or for hit scan characters to get a lot of damage in on flyers, but it's a lot of open space, so we'll see how well an Echo is able to do here, and maybe we'll see what else Pizze might have in their arsenal.
I can't stop laughing at Soviet's comments.
Soviet popping off
laugh every single thing. So stupid.
Netflix and almond.
I can't do it, dude. I just can't. God. Okay. No, I gotta focus. I can't look at Soviet. It's just I have to stop looking at his comments. Okay, we're seeing Monkey and Genji coming together here from Bybyb Clappers, as they're gonna try to attack first here on Route 69, and we're also gonna see a defense of Arisa, and the Echo comes out as we suspected. So this is looking pretty similar to last round, actually.
I do like that. As much as we're hyping up Pizze with good reason, we can't forget that Enfi had some huge headshots, had some huge moments in that previous match. So swapping to the Winston, swapping to the Genji is going to be able to get a little bit more pressure onto the Widow. Maybe you run a dive like this, you're able to get an opening pick like that, and things go from there. But I do see Chaotic switches. They switch off of the dive here to a Sigma and a Hanzo.
That's interesting. Maybe they were suspecting if there could be maybe like a close hold brawl. Maybe the Monkey comp was their answer to it, and they didn't see the brawl, and they saw what they were actually playing, and they made the swaps. Here we are. This is pretty good though. I mean, as long as they get the angles, they could create the space. Right now, though, if you look at the clappers, they're all on one angle, and so they're gonna have to create more angles. However, as I say that, Jojo DeBoss gets a kill on Pizze, and just notice as well that Tater Tots is not playing the Mercy. That Mercy could have clutch res the Echo perhaps, but there's no res. Like, Echo is gonna have to actually legitimately come back to the fight.
Yeah, Jojo with a big opening pick there. Envy does have a big sightline here. Someone's got to get on her. Oh, and just like that, Kiriko gets taken out, but a nice trade right there from Swanky Sloth. And a res coming out the way of the Clappers.
Yeah, I think the Mercy is really going to play a big role here. I think as these fights go on longer and longer, the Mercy gets more and more valuable. And if they allow these reses to go off, it's not going to be good news for the Tater Tots.
Jojo with another big pick onto Pizze. Like, that's a big deal. We were saying we need something to address that Echo, and twice now Jojo has come up with a major kill. And this Widow is a little far forward too. It looks like Jojo's gonna get a kill onto her too, unless Widow's able to make it away. Retreating quick. Oh, what a shot!
Oh, boy! Dang.
Whoa!
Wait,
and the Mercy too, trying to go for the res. Envy, you're in danger, Contagious.
Oh my! Put Envy on the platform. He can perform under pressure. That was a shoot it and hit it or die situation, and he hit the shot. So fantastic play there from Envy.
What a shot! I mean, so close quarters like that too. That was crazy.
That was absolutely crazy. As we are seeing now, defense starting to be put together here for Tater Tots, so that they don't really have the top of the saloon available. This kind of gives a chance for the Bybyb Clappers to just have a little bit more space than they might expect normally. You see Envy on an insane flank, though. The walls are out.
Envy all the way around there, able to get a pick on the Hanzo. You do have a 1v1 with Sojourn, and okay, Pizze able to take out the Sojourn, protecting the Widowmaker in the process. Now we just have 4 up for the Clappers. We do have a big 1v1. Kiriko gets the assistance she needs. Envy just wants to take all of them, and she's able to make it out fine. Pizze with a big kill onto Sigma, while the rest of the team is distracted on this fight.
Oh my god. You see, like, Envy on top of the gas station was, for a moment there, doing like a 1v3. I'm not really sure how he came out of that one alive. We'll figure that one out later in the VOD review. But right now, what a defense from Tater Tots. That was a very scrappy, very crazy fight. Lots of little mini fights happening in all kinds of different places.
Was a good first point for the Clappers too, though. Like, they did have a really great push. They were addressing the Echo really well, but like I said, this second point is going to be so much more difficult with that Widowmaker. Like, she's got those crazy sightlines. We saw Hanzo going out first pick in the previous fight. Now Sigma moving in with the Gravitic Flux. He does pick up the Orisa there. Orisa armors out of it. We get a swap here from Pizze with the ultimate, rocking the Sigma. Are they able to get a Gravitic Flux in time? Doesn't look like they're getting too much damage here. Missing those shots. Does get the Gravitic Flux, picks up the Sigma. Drops down just before. Swanky Sloth does get a pick on the Widow here as well.
Huge picks, absolutely. Now, one thing that we haven't seen yet so far, though, is we haven't seen the Doctor get an environmental kill off that left cliff. And that's what I'm expecting at any point in time here. As we do see a rush going through point. And Pizze picking up a 2K on top of the... Sorry, I meant to say 3K on top of the gas station. Pizze... Sorry, I meant to say 4K. I'm sorry, I meant to say 5K.
5K!
From Pizze, just cleaning up like an absolute exterminator. You cannot stop this person. Oh, my.
Yeah, wild right there. Getting those huge picks. Just time after time with Pizze, too. Jojo was getting those big picks early on. I mean, Jojo really good from that previous match we saw against Hardstuck. Really great player and was able to get the headshots early on, but so far hasn't had that pressure on the Echo that you're wanting to see. And oh my gosh, the Echo damage coming out right there with those sticky bombs.
Stickies are well placed like every single time here. I see Doctor again looking for that famous environmental kill that he's known for. Not quite able to find it, as we're going to have to take a brawl on point. Rock comes out, and here comes the rush and a dragon. This is a massive commitment coming from the Bybyb Clappers here, doing anything they can to clear the space on point. And they have done a pretty good job of that. Still, Pizze on top of the bridge. They're just raining hell down upon them. They go for the res, not quite able to find the res.
Tater Tots might be swinging this back around. Jojo gets that pick onto Pizze, though. There's the picks and the Mercy, too. And it's just the Sojourn left on point, but Orisa is coming back quickly. And with the Kiriko too. Oh, they might have a chance to contest this. Clappers are coming back.
They're
They're not going to.
They're cowards.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
no.
the last two, the Mercy and the Sojourn, were walking back quickly, or the Mercy and the Hanzo were walking back quickly. So they choose not to take that fight. Maybe for the best, but you know, I'm sure chat's a little disappointed.
Maybe perhaps a little bit here. I do see Jojo the Boss coming out with the overclock here pretty soon, and I expect to see an absolute 5K. Never mind. Ooh, Rez coming out. Rez coming out on Jojo the Boss. Still have overclock available. That could be pretty big here. We see Pisay on the Sigma.
On the high ground.
Jumps up here.
On the high ground here with the Sigma. Gets the big rock too. Got the Gravitic Flux, and that's a couple squishies in that. Is that going to be anything coming up big?
Oh,
big
Suzu.
Suzu coming out.
the
Huge
Suzu.
Suzu. To protect the team. No picks so far in this fight.
My.
It's dead even. We've got the Sigma alone for the Clappers, but the healing does come in to keep them alive.
Oh, the healing. The support
This is
on
unbelievable.
Bybyb Clappers just absolutely pouring their heart and soul into their Sigma, making sure they stay alive as Super Sulo finally goes down.
An immediate
to Pisay.
trade. And a Rez coming in. It's still 4-on-4.
Yeah. But the ults look like they're still in Tater Tots' favor as the rush now comes out. And we also have Valk. Valk's going to come down. Rez, Enfi on the Sojourn. That's a lot of firepower still now on the point here. I don't think that Bybyb Clapper is going to stay very healthy on the point there. They got to deal with the rush, the Orisa, still Valking Mercy. The Valk just ended. Now here comes the Dragon. This is momentum shift. The ebb and flow might be coming into the favor of Bybyb Clappers as they make a big push here. Enfi finds Jojo the Boss. Pulls out the overclock of his own. Starting to look at the back line here. It looks like Bybyb Clappers on the back foot, really just like trying to stay away from the Sojourn. Anything they can do here just to stay alive.
Issa has such a good sightline on the rest of the team. They have to pull out. They have to recontest. They have to group back up and try again at this. Enfi with that high ground was just raining in damage. Now we do have a Kitsune rush coming out from Clappers, and we do have a Valkyrie as well. This Kitsune rush is going to be a big determining factor in how this game ends.
Honestly,
they've got to use it well.
The clock. They gotta go now. Oh no.
Oh, they get picked. Sojourn able to make it onto point.
And they get the res.
There's the res too.
This is a game. This is a game. Oh, it's so close. It is so close. I'm on the edge of my
It
seat
couldn't
right now.
possibly be closer.
Oh my god.
Big
the
Gravitic Flux picks up 3.
3 lifted
But they're safe behind cover. Pisay gets a big pick onto the Sigma. He's just raining havoc in the back. Swaps to the Hanzo.
Oh my, can he stay alive though? He's just in
But the Hanzo in the Kiriko in the back too to keep Pisay alive. They know what they've got.
Oh, it's so close.
Is he able to get a dragon in time?
Jojo comes out with the ult. There's the overclock. Can he find the Mercy?
It's
Mercy
tough
just
for Clappers.
hovers over-
Oh, there's the dragon getting 2 to finish that.
Oh my. What an
Two
exciting
crazy,
game.
crazy fights at the end there. Oh my god.
Absolutely. I hope the rest of the game is that exciting, because that was exciting.
Yeah, honestly, like just clutch plays, clutch play after play coming in from both teams, whether it be the healers keeping their tanks alive, whether it be the invincibility coming out from Kiriko, big, you know, like just good defensive play on both sides, keeping them in that fight for so long.
Yeah. Wow. I was actually on the edge of my seat. Like, I'm not even being rhetorical. Like, I was like, what is about to happen? I don't even know.
Heart beating, like, golly.
Oh, yeah. That is crazy. Are we going to see the same team comps, though? That's my question. Look at the Torbjorn coming out.
Ooh, on okay. Okay. I do
Torb's good
think
here.
Echo is pretty solid against the Torbjorn just for taking out that turret, removing it from the fight. Those sticky bombs just do so much damage to it, right?
They
But-
do. They don't kill it alone. The turret does have, I think, 250. Is it 250 HP, I believe? And the stickies
Sounds
only do
about right.
180. They're 30 damage per sticky. There's 6 stickies. I want to say it's 180 damage. I don't think it definitely doesn't kill the turret. That's for sure. The turret is still going to be good. And also, one thing that's really big here, I think, is going to be the Torb's ult. Torb ult here, I think is actually just really good at making sure like people get off of the point and enforcing a C9. And I wonder if that's kind of what they're kind of aiming for as well.
And I do like that turret here on first point on top of the gas station. It's you know, you have so much free reign. You know, this Echo is going to be in the sky a lot too, and won't
Can't even shoot
really
it.
Yeah, like we see right off the bat, lots of pressure coming out, and Sigma protecting the turret too.
Yeah.
Says absolutely not.
He's hammering the turret. The turret's MVP. There's no way I just watched him hammer the turret for the last 5 seconds. That's amazing.
Just at all costs, keeping it alive.
At all costs. Envy on an insane angle right now. Goes for the trick shot. Can he find the BAP? Oh, it's so
Gets
close.
the shot, but isn't able to get the headshot.
Body shot Benson over here. Not quite able to find it. Sigma, shield getting kind of low. Might have to start stabilizing a little bit here. Cooldown's kind of low. Throws the rock. This is still pretty well held here. Zay kind of having trouble making any progress on top of the gas station. They really are marking this Echo pretty well. Echo can't peek for too long.
A lot of good damage coming out from the Echo, but yeah, she's not able to peek for too long, and the healers are just on point. They are just right where they need to be. Envy with a big opening pick here against JoJo, but JoJo immediately gets rezzed.
Wow. Sigma under a lot of
Mercy's
pressure right now from the Widow on the high ground. Pizze finally picking up what they need to pick up, and what we're seeing right now is I think the power of finally having that that pocketed Mercy that he's been missing like for the past few rounds, past few maps, I should say.
Not just for Envy too, but for Pizze as well.
That's what I'm saying, yeah, Pizze.
Oh yeah, well in that case, not just for Pizze, but for Envy as well, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
having
for sure.
having Mercy for either of these characters is such a big boost to what they're able to do. So I think Moo swapping to Mercy is absolutely the right thing.
Absolutely, it's gonna make it that much more difficult to kill this Echo in the sky because Echo's always going to be able to have that support right inside their pocket.
So we do see Clappers taking the high ground here. They're holding a medium range advantage there. JoJo gets a pick onto Envy to open things up. And there's another pick onto the Kiriko. At this point, it's going to be really difficult if you're Tater Tots to hold this. We see they're starting to back out. Sojourn maybe gets a kill here onto the Mercy and does.
Love that aggression from JoJo DeBoss. Like, just having the confidence to go in there and clean up kills that looked like they're way too far overextended, but then gets the value, and it's just clean. Like, good stuff coming from JoJo DeBoss there.
You have slowly but surely the Tater Tots working their way back into this fight.
The ults are looking pretty close, but I do think this is going to be a lot of ults. I think this fight's going to last a long time, and we're going to see 10 ults this fight. Not if that happens, though.
Oh, Super Solo with the window, too. Does get rezzed, but once oh, I see. The Mercy on the opposite side gets picked, actually.
Yeah, and we actually, like, the Bybyb Clappers found the res. So they're up, and Tater Tots kind of just has to retreat out and just take another approach. Try again. Rinse and repeat, because as this game goes, being down 1 makes you like 80% chance to lose the fight. So you can't really take 4v5s in this game. You have to like actually regroup and go to 5.
Yeah, we do see as Tater Tots are trying to back out there, the Widow gets picked again. Dragon Strike coming in from
early.
A little bit too early from Swanky Sloth. Maybe was reading that they were pushing in on the left side, but no one was home.
Probably.
Window comes out from the Baptiste there. They're going to be dumping a lot of damage out this way, and Envy might want to get out of there, but we see the swap, the Baptiste coming in for Pizze here. Dumping a little bit of damage, might be able to get a window soon.
I'm not sure
Sure
what
enough, here's the window.
Do. We'll see. Maybe Pizze has insane aim on the Baptiste to the window. I think he might have misclicked into that one, though. As Pizze takes over the high ground, is now in full control of the saloon. That's step 1 here for capping this point.
Oh, big! Oh, but immediately gets killed. The Doctor brings the whole squad in there, but gets picked in the process. And they did have a lamp on the side of Bybyb Clappers, so.
Yep. That is why you play the Baptiste guy. Funny Overwatch hero.
Funny Overwatch hero Baptiste. JoJo DeBoss wanting to get a pick on that Mercy, just a little bit too elusive. And JoJo having a really good map here, getting an opening pick a lot of the time here. Has been very, very solid in this map. We were talking about the Mercy is just going to keep the Echo alive so much, right? But JoJo, if you've got a Mercy on the Echo, that means that she's not actively on other squad members. So whether it be Kiriko or whether it be, the other Sojourn, JoJo's coming up big. Oh, time and time again.
Ooh. Casey Ghost there, almost going down.
On top. Pizze, 2 big picks, goes for the Mercy res, is not quite able to interrupt it. Targeting the Hanzo on top. But does get 2 big picks. Envy gets a pick onto the Baptiste. Pizze with a pick onto the Hanzo. It's only 2 alive here. They're just going to stall for as long as they can, but it's not going to be much you can do in that situation as Clappers, and they're going to have to give up this point too.
Yeah, that was pretty clean here from the Tater Tots. I was thinking that we were going to need to invest Kitsune Rush in that fight, and they didn't really need it because they just happened to get that opening pick. That opening pick means that really you can wait for the enemy team to respond with an ult, because if they don't, you're going to win the fight by default anyway. And they're really utilizing that. Really powerful tool they have, having Pizze on their team.
As he goes on a perfect flank too. That opened things up to such a big degree, but we see Tater Tots pushing in, trying to grab this high ground. And Clappers can't really do much to contest it at the moment. How are they going to use it? Kitsune Rush comes out now. They're very close to the point here.
Yeah, and Tater Tots has just a massive high ground advantage. You know, what you normally would see here is you would see the Clappers using the semi-truck as their sort of high ground advantage in Mega Control, but no, I mean, this is really not a whole lot of high ground control for the Clappers. Could be their biggest downfall, is we do see the lift onto the Bybyb Clappers.
Watch the point, watch the point!
Watch the point, though. It could C9 as Hanzo is just holding for dear life, and now you see Super Sulo also trying to hold on for dear life, but the Doctor on the Sigma just rushing over the point, finding anything they can, shoving Hyperspheres into the face, and that's going to be the map for the Tater Tots. Whoa.
And a disgusting copy coming out from Pizze, once again getting 3 picks in that fight. I mean, a really, really good match. Now, this one was a lot closer for the Clappers, right? This one was very, very winnable, but another really, really strong map from the Tater Tots.
Absolutely.
Oh my god.
Jeez.
Just
nasty.
taking out everyone. Golly.
Wow. Dark Whiff. Yeah, these are PC. They're not scrims, they're tournament matches, but yeah, these are on PC. Wow. So it's gonna be Bybyb Clapper's map pick here. We're now 2-1 in favor of Tater Tots, moving into the 4th map. Bybyb Clappers is going to need to win this one in order to stay in. If they do, then we do get to go to a map 5. We want to see a map 5 win, for sure.
Clappers did have that really good point on control. I think if they can force Tater Tots, I mean, we talked about at the beginning of this match, they're a very brawl-focused team. They really enjoy playing the brawl comp, which, unfortunately, I find Echo is pretty strong against. But maybe what they need is to stick to their style, is to find a map that suits that style where, you know, Tater Tots are going to be a little bit more cramped. They're going to be a little bit more claustrophobic. And Clappers can really bring in that Reinhardt or that Ramatra or that Orisa or whoever it might be, where they can start to just steamroll over the Tater Tots, over their ground support. And hopefully, you know, win a tank on tank and push in.
Yeah, that's definitely what I was thinking as well. So in this next map, we'll take a look at the map pool here. It's going to be a push map. It's going to be either New Queen Street, Coliseo, or Esperanza, and it's Bybyb Clapper's pick. So I think if I were to pick between one of these 3, I think I'd be probably looking at Esperanza. It seems like the one that if you're going to try to play a flyer, you're going to be in the open. Although I don't know, there's a lot of roof cover as well on Esperanza. I don't know, maybe New Queen Street's to play. I'm not quite sure. If I'm in Clapper's place right now, I'm not sure, but it looks like they are going to choose Esperanza.
All right now from the Clappers is Esperanza. That is their selection. So I don't know. Interesting pick. I do think the brawl comps do get a lot of use here.
Yeah.
So I think exactly what we said about wanting to stick more to their style that they feel comfortable with. That might be the direction that they're going here.
That could be, definitely. And we've seen a lot of both teams kind of do like playing Orisa. So we might see some Orisa here. This is also a good monkey map too, by the way. So we might see some monkey coming up here.
True. And Classy Crew coming in place of Chaotic, who needs to be spectate red only. Perfect.
You got it.
Go.
Nice. Okay. Do I need to R? I'll say R. Okay.
Classy Crew did have a really, really good first map there on. I think Chaotic was playing really good too.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think that Sigma was making some really, really solid plays. But Classy Crew did come in on that control map initially and looked really, really good. So we'll see if that swap is what Clappers need to get back into this.
Yeah, definitely. And if you're just tuning in now, by the way, we're moving into map 4 here. Tater Tots are up 2-1 so far. If Tater Tots win this, they will win the match 3-1. And if Bybyb Clappers wins this, then it's going to be 2-2, and we'll go to a map 5. So pretty close games so far. Last map there on Route 66 was extremely exciting there, especially at the end of the first round. Like what a fight! It's crazy stuff. So if you've watched that one, then you're probably in store for another really great map here on Esperanza. Hopefully.
I'm excited. Gonna be another fun one.
Who are you rooting for here?
Oh, I'm a commentator. I can't be biased.
Well,
I can't be biased.
I can be biased, right? Because I want the Clappers to win, because then we get to go to a map 5, right? That's
a
why
good
I'm
point.
biased. It's a good reason. It's a fair reason, right? I'm not just like Clappers because Clappers.
A good point in that situation. I mean, I gotta cheer for the Clappers. This is good. It's a good set so far. This has been a really, really fun one.
Yeah, spam that slapper to help Bybyb Clappers. Yeah, definitely something like that.
Spam this bot to help Tater Tots in the
chat.
chat.
There's a lot of rhymings for Tots. I mean, you can definitely find some emote out there and spam it. Can we get some spam in the chat for one of these teams or both of these teams?
Now, I do see, we can't, make assumptions quite yet. They haven't walked out of spawn yet, but Classy Crew on the Diva to start things off could be pretty interesting. Diva is able to put a little bit of pressure on the Echo, but that beam can hurt really, really bad. So it's a big risk reward play. And in fact, Classy Crew is going to walk out here with the Diva.
Indeed.
Also, might I add, the Doctor did not get a single environmental kill on the previous map, and I'm going to hope that we get something here. Not likely, but we'll see.
Not likely. There's only one small bit of environment. I am very disappointed in the Doctor, but we will probably see something here, as lots of spam coming in from the Tater Tots right on the beginning here, as Classy Crew kind of just staging, looking for something. It's a big push here, actually, from the Clappers, straight on top of the Doctor, seeing any kind of pressure they can get on top of him. Force them to use everything they can.
Flank. On point here, Pizze, Sojourn gets singled out, and Pizze just goes straight in and gets a pick to even things up.
Actually, Classy Crew on the Diva is a great answer to this Echo. When you actually think about it, Diva does really good against Flyers. Like really, really good against Flyers. And so this is a big heads-up play. If they can actually counter and push Pizze off of their ideal hero, this could be the edge they need to win the game.
It'd be really, really important to keep Diva above half health, because once she gets under half health, that beam is going to just do monstrous amounts of damage to Diva, and she's not able to protect herself in those situations. So if those healers can stay on Diva and make sure that she stays alive, watch Kiriko taking a little bit of damage here at Javelin. Enfi gets a big pick on the Genji here, opening things up for the Tater Tots a bit.
Opening things a little bit for sure. It definitely looks like now we're a little bit in Tater Tots' favor. I mean, they're kind of choking together. The Clappers. While the Clappers do have some ults available to them, I don't think they're going to really invest anything now. We don't even have mech for Classy Crew. They're going to stagger Classy Crew a little bit here. They're going to take the bot back to their side here. If you're Tater Tots, not too bad of a loss so far. I mean, you've lost some meters, but they really didn't get it much past the bridge. And so I wouldn't be feeling too bad about that, actually. Not too bad at all.
Wouldn't be feeling too bad at all either, but the ult advantage here from Tater Tots is scary. They've got 4, almost 5 online here. We'll see how they portion out these ultimates to take this fight here.
I imagine we're going to probably lead with Pizze ult. Just for the confidence of it, I imagine we're going to see something like that. Swanky Sloth coming up on a Genji ult too, but not quite there, so we probably won't see it this fight. Pizze getting pressured immediately.
Pressuring the Pizze.
Whoa! Okay, Classy Crew just takes an insane amount of damage. Has to remech in order to survive there. Picks up Moo. Moo not quite able to get out of that. Classy Crew gets her mech. Gets the mech back up again. Doctor kind of isolated here. Is Doctor going to be able to survive? Looks like Doctor is kind of surviving.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Pizze working without the mercy here. They're going to have to back up the doctor. They just don't have the healing to stay in this fight, so they're going to have to evacuate. Pizze does get a kill onto the Sojourn while exiting that fight, but Clappers are going to take the bot, and they're going to continue to push.
That was a surprisingly neutral fight for how many ults were on the table. I mean, what you're looking at now is like the only person who committed any ult was the doctor there, and everyone else. I mean, I guess Classy did as well. But now we're just seeing 4 ults on both sides. This is going to be quite the fireworks here on this one, I imagine, especially because they don't want him to get this point cap. They'll get the close spawn, so something's got to happen right now.
And nothing.
Oh, they got it.
Clappers are going to go into this fight with ult advantage here.
With ult advantage, yeah.
Excuse me, spawn advantage.
Yeah, the spawn advantage is going to be massive here. And even if you win this fight, like, this is now really rough if you're the Tater Tots. Like, excellent play from the Bybyb Clappers here to be able to cap that point and clinch it as Swanky Sloth brings out the Genji Blade, finds Casey Goats, now in the tiny room. See who's going to win the Shimada duel over here between the Hanzo and the Genji. It's going to be Swanky Sloth. The Shimada gap comes alive. Are they going to be able to actually retake the bot in the other direction?
Kiriko does get rezzed, so they do have some healing still. Pizze, what is Pizze able to do with this Echo? Just gets knocked out of the copy before Pizze's able to really do anything. A bomb comes out so that Clappers can retain their positioning. You see Tater Tots just have to take a small bit of a back out because they just don't have the manpower.
What a great, like, just game so far from the Bybyb Clappers. I mean, I think that they're really showing us that this D.Va is, I think, the perfect strategy. Like, so far, Classy hasn't really lost a lot of value for playing it and has gained so much value for making the choice. Look at this jump straight into the enemy backline. Like, Classy crew making so much space for the team. Like, much as they would try, they can't really, like, match the amount of space the D.Va is making.
DPS get traded. Tater Tots do lose their healer here. But it is even picks.
Whoa. Hold on. We have a thief on the loose. The doctor.
Arisa's doctor walking away with the cart?
The doctor is just walking, dude. The doctor. Oh my god. And Pizze kills Mech in 2? Oh my. Wait a minute. This robot's just walking.
Just has all of the reign of the world, and
burglary. Oh my.
Spawn advantage is gone for the Clappers.
Wow. Okay, well, we're gonna have a fight here on the bridge again. And a lot fewer ults now on the table. Envy does have a dragon. I imagine Envy's going to throw that dragon any moment now. And it's going to be big if he throws it up there in the upper right.
A lot of them on that high ground on the bridge. They push straight to the bot. Tater Tots don't even really want to try to contest.
I wonder if Classy Crew is trying to eat the dragon arrow.
You got to be looking for it if you're on D.Va right now, for sure. Classy's just been doing such a good job getting into their backline and cutting off a lot of the support that the tank and the DPS might be getting.
Look at Envy, or sorry, Pizze running for his life, just trying to fly over these roofs and maybe kind of like glides over the roof and not quite the way that they really wanted to there. Even still just hunting him down.
We talked about before this match that the heals are going to be huge. There's a big bomb coming in from D.Va, but it's not gonna get anything. If Dragon Strike also comes out, so there's no follow-up. It's an even fight. Both ultimates used here. Oh, here comes the Kitsune Rush coming out from Clappers. Orisa splitting off the team. But meanwhile, Swanky Sloth gets a big blade onto the Kiriko.
Wow, what a cleanup from Bybyb Clappers there. Wow, Swanky Sloth too.
The team gets split up by the Doctor's ultimate there, and we see a swap for the Doctor onto Zarya just to address this D.Va. Realizes that the D.Va's being really oppressive.
Now, this is a heads-up play, though, too. Like, the bubbles here are going to be fantastic. And bubbles really do a good job at countering the dives, but also the beam does a really good job at demeching the D.Va because she cannot eat the beam.
Absolutely. Kitsune Rush coming out here from Tater Tots. That's going to force all of Clappers to back up. They do not want to deal with that. They don't want to fight on those grounds. Doctor gets a big pick onto Contagious, who isn't able to escape when that Kitsune Rush comes out. D.Va gets demeched. The Zarya and the Echo pressure just too much for a D.Va to survive. It's going to be really, really difficult now. All of those picks getting cleaned up, just a Kiriko left on point, and Tater Tots are going to win this fight.
Yeah, I mean, as the dominoes fall there, eventually the Tater Tots do come out on top. Although, if you do look at the distances so far, you know, Bybyb Clappers has an astounding lead at this point. We haven't even seen yet the Tater Tots actually get to the first point, Cap. So that's what they're going to be fighting for here. And they have to win this fight and probably the next fight and a half in order to push the same distance.
Diva's going to be at such a big disadvantage now, going up against two of the strongest beams in the game. But JoJo, as that's being said, takes out the Mercy and the Echo.
Wow. JoJo popping
Another
off,
pick onto the
actually.
Kiriko.
Didn't even have to use overclock either, by the way. Saved
JoJo,
overclock.
yeah, still holding on to the overclock. Oh my god.
He didn't even need overclock to take down the Echo and the Mercy, which just kind of goes to show that even though Pizze might be like an incredible DPS player, like so is Jojo DeBoss. I mean, this is still even, in like Jojo is just as good as Pizze in this game so far.
This feels over and over again like Tater Tots just haven't been able to establish any momentum in this match too, right? They get the bot for a while, they push a couple meters, but they're not able to convert it into anything else.
Yeah, and it might be just like they're more of a defensive team comp or more of a defensive team style than they are attack. Here, okay, but here as we do see a big D-Mech, and D-Mech is massive for any Diva comp. You have to have your mech to be able to make a play, and so this should be heavily inside of the Tater Tots' favor, as you do see the kill feed starting to light up in favor of the Tater Tots.
I know Classy Crew has this ultimate here, but you have to be thinking about a swap at this point. I mean, this pressure onto the D.Va, we just saw D.Va try to do that exact same strategy from before, you know, dive onto the supports, cut them off and take an uneven fight here. That's exactly what D.Va does, but
25 seconds on the clock, 5 ults, I don't know.
Oh, true.
Also, they're winning. So, I mean,
that's
yes,
true,
but let's see how this goes, because right now it's a winning formula, and they're about to get into a map 5, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not going to give them a caster's curse, here comes Swanky Sloth on the Genji, pulling out the blade.
They're hitting the Q button right now. They've got 3 ultimates up. JoJo gets a kill onto Moo, but the Doctor counters with a Graviton onto JoJo and a kill.
Oh my god, it's so
Another
close.
pick coming the way of Clappers, getting a kill onto the Kiriko, but here comes Pizze onto the Genji, gets one with the blade.
Oh, almost gets the pick onto the D.Va there. It's overtime. Someone's got to be on the cart.
D.Va moves over to try and contest this before they can get spawn advantage. It's Zarya and a Sojourn against a D.Va and a Lucio, but in comes the Sojourn. JoJo comes out, gets a pick onto Enfi, gets the JoJo Ditto kill. Another kill onto Zarya. That's 3 picks going the way of Clappers, and that is probably going to do it. Moo unable to touch. We're going to a game 5.
Game 5. These two teams are looking super close. I love the back and forth. It's one team wins one map, the other team wins the other map, then the other team wins the next map, then the other team wins. It's just back and forth.
And might I add too, a pretty dominant game here. Like this was an excellent swap onto the D.Va. Clappers were, Tater Tots were not ready for the swap, right? They swapped to the Zarya. It looked good late, but by that time, they had already, the Clappers had already built up so much ult advantage. They had built up so much momentum and had gained so much ground that no matter what the Tater Tots were going to do, it just wasn't enough.
Yeah, and honestly, like, D.Va, just such a heads-up play. And, you know, like as I was trying to think about what Bybyb Clappers could do to counter the Echo, right? Honestly, I didn't even have D.Va on my radar, even as someone who was maining D.Va in Overwatch 1, because D.Va has been like kind of just a little bit outside of the meta for so long. I didn't even think about it, but it's genius, right? It's like, of course you play D.Va. Like, I don't know. I commend them because I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, you're sitting there. I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, maybe a Widow, maybe an Ashe, like something like that, right?
Yeah.
And they come out with the D.Va and it looks great, right? We talked to, we mentioned that, you know, D.Va, you have to get the healing onto the D.Va if you're going to be running it against an Echo, because Echo does have the ability to focus beam that D.Va and just bring her all the way down, right? The defense matrix not able to eat the beam. But the healing is just perfect. The healing is perfect from the Clappers all match long. They're constantly able to give the D.Va that attention, and we see D.Va's just in the face of Echo the entire match. Pizze wasn't able to get anything done. Not the same way he had on previous matches. So that was a really, really great swap and a huge momentum shift for the Clappers.
Definitely.
Especially going into this game 5 that's back to control, which they won their first map on.
Yeah, we'll take a look at the map pool real quick. The round 5 is written on the side there. You can see it's control. Same maps as the round 1, although they can't repeat the map, so they have to choose between Busan or Oasis. We actually get to see a control map in this tournament that is not Lijiang Tower, which, you know, is kind of weird.
Would you believe it?
Would you believe there's other control maps? It's actually insane. Wow. So I do actually wonder which one they will pick between Busan and Oasis. They're both fine. I mean, they're somewhat similar. Kind of. No, they're kind of. No, they're kind of
interesting. I do know if I'm Clappers, I'm a little bit afraid of Oasis, because despite not seeing it for the past 2 games, the Doctor with those environmental kills, I don't know. I wouldn't want to mess with it.
That is fair. That's a fair point. And I bet the Doctor would pull out some more environmental kills. They are going to say Oasis. Wow.
Oasis is the pick.
That's the play then. The strategy officially from the casters, as we just called it, right, is that Tater Tots intend to get all of their value from environmental kills and nothing else.
100%. 100%.
All environmental. They're actually not going to go for any other kind of final blows. It's just going to be environmental kills.
Yeah. If a hero actually gets to like really low health, they're going to just target swap, go to someone else, because they know they have to get the environmental kills. That's priority number 1.
That's what the chat wants. That's what we want. That's what the people at home want. And you got to give the people what they want.
It's true.
It is true. Indeed. Do we have to ready up? I'm ready up.
We don't have ready up yet.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say R. I'm going to start pushing the envelope here.
This is an exciting match. I know chat's excited. We're seeing Giga Banger.
Oh yeah, 5-Mac Giga Banger from Tiny Donut. Yep, love to see it.
This is a really, really good one. I'm very excited we got to cast this. This has been fun.
Indeed.
It's worth saying this is a big set for both of these teams. Like, we have 2 teams that are on the outside looking in for the playoffs here, right? Bybyb Clappers are sitting at 1-1 with a -2 map differential, right? So this, I would almost say, is like really, really necessary for them to win.
I wasn't even thinking about that. You're totally right. Like, this game has gotten so close now that for both of these teams, I mean, this is like getting to the point of like make it or break it territory. Like, both teams really need this win in order to like solidify at least their chance at getting into the playoffs.
Yeah, and Tater Tots at an 0-1 with a -8 map differential, right?
Ooh,
I mean, you may argue that their playoff life is on the line with this set.
Because even if they win this, like they win this, right, then their point differential is -6, and then they still have to potentially maybe even like 4-0 their next game in round 4 of the tournament in order to get a positive map differential. Like, this is it. This is how they get to the playoffs. They win this game right now. They win this right now.
They have it right in front of them, right? Like game 5, you just take this control point and you can walk home knowing that even if you don't make the playoffs in the end, right, that you gave yourself the chance, right? But if you lose it here, it becomes astronomically more difficult.
So much more.
We'll see. A lot on the line for both of these teams. Playoffs are within sight. Can either of them do it?
Yo, I am not surprised at all to see Classy Crew on this diva that has given them a new hope, a new light. As diva
immediately the diva goes pressuring the
Echo.
Right on the Echo. No picks yet though.
Look how high Echo is flying. Echo not wanting to be anywhere near that diva.
But diva does get demeched there.
That's huge.
And another pick going the way of the Doctor just going in right now.
Trying to find that environmental kill. I see.
Yeah,
perhaps,
I heard it had the stream on evidently.
Could maybe.
It's just the Kiriko left here, gonna try to get out, teleports, and is able to get out. A good first map, a good first fight for Tater Tots.
Tater Tots looking pretty good here. Clappers, seeing what kind of different approach they can make. We're gonna try to see, like, they're just gonna try to stage for something and maybe try to find a dive on anyone that's isolated, but really it's gonna be tough to find, right? Are they going for the Kiriko or are they gonna go straight for the Arisa? It looks like. They got to find another target than that, though, because Arisa, not the ideal dive target.
even picks coming out here. 2 healers removed from this fight. So I imagine this is gonna end quickly, but it's just really, really even right now. Clappers have taken control of the point, pushing off Tater Tots. They're gonna have to get back in here. D.Va all over Echo right now. Echo is able to escape back to the safety of the Mercy and the Kiriko. That's a big pick onto the Doctor, and this is a 5-on-4 now.
D.Va wants absolutely nothing but Pizze. That is it. D.Va wants Pizze. That is it. And you can see it so clearly.
Just going directly in onto Pizze. We have the baby D.Va looking for, but the copy goes to the Genji, looking for a crazy blade here. Does have the support of the Mercy.
Hold on, the blade.
Here comes the blade. Oh, watch out! Swingy's lock gets taken out, and then the D.Va gets demech, the bomb coming out, but I don't think it's gonna get anything here.
Okay. Wow. All right. Well, that was a crazy. I didn't actually think that Tater Tots was going to like fully hold that, but the duplicate from Pizze just kind of cracking the fight wide open, holding it alive as much as possible. As Tater Tots approaching now 69%.
The legendary 69%.
Legendary, as they call it. Looks like D.Va immediately up top. Actually, but look at this rush in response.
Watch the Genji gets the kill onto Pizze. And another one onto the Kiriko, and then the Sojourn, a huge blade coming out from Swanky Sloth.
Swanky Sloth showing us what can be done on the Genji, showing us why they nerf Genji every single patch.
Orisa, with support of the Mercy, is going to be able to keep alive a little bit here, but Mercy does go down, and so does the Doctor. 96% for the Tater Tots, but control goes back to the Clappers.
Jojo, you better be careful. There is no room for mistakes anymore. If you are the Clappers, this is it. You win every fight from here forward, or it's done. You cannot lose another fight.
Playoff aspirations on the line. Do not forget. I'm sure it's present in both the minds of both of these teams right now, right? They're thinking about nothing but that. Orisa trying to make their way upstairs. Watch a boot maybe, but Contagious redirects focus. They're going to take it from the low ground, go right directly onto the Mercy, getting a huge opening pick there. D.Va just dives straight in, trying to get, and the picks are just coming in.
Oh my god, that was so close, because if you watch the Doctor there was an opportunity where the Doctor could have done a massive Terra Surge on like 4 people inside of that tiny corner room there, and I think that if he did that, that could have been the winning play there, but he hesitated. He didn't do it, and the hesitation is what got to him. Are they hesitating? Is the pressure
maybe
too much?
Maybe a little bit here. You never know if that Kiriko has Suzu. We don't know if they had used it just beforehand, if that had been called out. Looks like Tater Tots Orisa is going to go through this low ground here. They're a little bit split up on this fight. They have time, but they're just going straight in. Orisa takes the low ground.
No, they're not going to cap. They're not going to cap. No. That's not happening. But all Tater Tots have to do really here is kind of the Terra Search. Enfi does have the overclock. That is not what you want to see if you're the Tater Tots. That your Casey Goats goes down. So many ults coming out from Bybyb Clappers. This could be their game right now.
Terra Surge comes out from the Doctor, but unable to find anything. Pizze does get the demech onto the D.Va. No bomb, so the D.Va isn't able to remech. Oh, it's looking so tough for the Tater Tots, and Clappers hold on.
What?
They're gonna take that first point. That was a crazy, crazy first match. And can I just say the focus of the Clappers was so evidently on display, right? Like they make the calls, they say, hey, here right now, and they're there, right?
Yeah.
Just that kind of coordination to just zone in on a target, get big picks onto the healers over and over again has really proven to be vital in this match. And it is neck and neck.
I gotta be honest with you real quick, just so you know. I for some reason I thought that was like the end. I forgot this is 3 rounds. I'm like, oh my god, they did it. and then you're like, yeah, they won the first round. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. Oh my god.
I'm sure if you're Clappers, you're wishing that would be real nice right here. But do check out once again the Doctor going back to the Zarya, knowing that this D.Va is a problem, and the D.Va really is key here, right? We saw in that last map, on that final fight, D.Va gets demeched by the Echo, Sound barrier comes out on the baby D.Va just to ensure that the remech comes out because they know how important it is. But Pizze gets a huge opening pick onto the Genji here. D.Va on the Mercy getting a kill there, and another one onto the Kiriko. Both supports removed from this fight. Gotta get a little bit of healing on the D.Va here. Don't want her to get demeched.
Oh, that bubble. So good. That was an amazing bubble there from the Doctor to keep Echo alive. Echo just barely. Oh, Lucio actually gets a boop kill on the Echo. Not the person you would have expected to kill the Echo, but contagious. Kind of a Reddit Lucio. Kind of going in.
The baby D.Va gets a kill on the Sojourn. My D.Va heart is singing. You'll love to see it.
And they get their mech back, and that's important.
That's huge. A really good start for the Clappers here. Obviously, as Baby D.Va, you aren't able to build up that bomb ultimate, but still looking pretty good regardless. 57% there. How are the Tater Tots going to take this fight? Looks like they're going to move in through main and take this low ground behind the tower. Clappers just go in. They're calling it. They're on the pressure on the Sojourn. Envy gets picked off early. And look, D.Va right down onto the Mercy, going straight for it. Might get demeched by the Echo here, but a great Suzu coming out to keep D.Va alive, just barely.
Barely. Almost. Like, Classic Crew almost stayed alive there. And what I really like about Classic Crew is that even though it's super risky to go this deep to try to get that pick on the Mercy, the fact is, I think the risk is worth the reward. And I think that's the mindset that Classy's been operating on, that you just have to be confident. You have to shine those sneakers. You have to go in like you're the most incredible person in the world. And that's what he does. Already got his mech back. Still has bomb.
It's true. I mean, we've seen the power of both these DPS players on the side of the Tater Tots, right? And part of it is because they're getting so much time to set up, get in the perfect position, and with D.Va just goes straight in, doesn't allow them to even get a chance. Jojo with a big opening pick, both healers removed from this fight, and even though Echo gets a kill onto the Genji, it's not likely that Tater Tots are going to be able to stay in this fight. But look at this, 15 seconds left on the clock. How are they going to touch? I mean, do we see a Lucio swap here maybe? No. Both the Mercy and the Kiriko with 7 seconds, 6 seconds left on the clock. Are they even going to be able to touch? Or is this just a wrap? A bomb kills Pizze, their only hope, and Clappers with a huge .2. Just showing their dominance. An amazing adaptation. They're going to be taking this game and keeping themselves in the playoff picture.
That is so crazy. Like, the adaptation, you're absolutely right, is real. And I think that the thing that sets Bybyb Clappers apart from Tater Tots is the ability to make such an incredible adaptation. And maybe that's why they're in the sort of playoffs contention here. Because, wow, what we saw there was pretty incredible, truly.
I mean, just a huge reversal, right? Like game 2, game 3, you were definitely on your doomer energy, right? Like it was looking really tough for them to break through. But I mean, composure to just stay in the fight. I mean, that was really impressive. Really impressive from Clappers. Congrats to them, a huge win.
Massive win, absolutely. I am inquiring with both teams now to see if we want to do any post-match interviews. So we will see if either team does want to do any post-match interviews. Hopefully we get some here a little bit.
It would be really fun.
It would be, yeah, it would definitely be very fun. While we're waiting for our post-match interviews, do you want to tell us a little bit about your stream? Do you give yourself a little shout out?
I'm please not that much. I stream on Twitch, Nihilus5. You guys can follow me if you want to. I play a lot of Smash Bros over there, so hop in if you want to. I do a lot of challenges. I'm playing Dark Souls right now. It's fun. I'm playing Dark Souls with a swear jar. It's very fun.
The swear jar. Oh my god.
Yeah.
All right. It does look like we're gonna get Classy Crew up here in the chair in the hot seat. So we're gonna drag him up here in just a second. Let me see if can I find him. What's his name? Oh, there he is. Classy Crew, how are you? That rhymed.
Oh, hello. What's up,
dude? What a performance on D.Va. Can you tell us how you figured that one out?
So yeah, basically we're like, the Echo is basically hard carrying and 1v9ing. So we're like, if we right click D.Va on stickies, and then I just always in her face, and things will turn around. Right?
No, I mean honestly, yeah.
So yeah,
So
that was just kind of the goal.
was that your idea, or did you get it from a coach, or?
Yeah, we have an awesome coaching staff, and they kind of helped me out. Like, we're all just kind of figuring it out. So, yeah.
That's
And then,
awesome.
we just say mercy, and then we chuck 5 bodies at her, and then just hopefully the kills come through, and that was our game plan.
That's awesome. Just call mercy and chuck 5 bodies at them. That genius stuff. Truly imaginative technology right there. So wow, this result here does actually does keep you in the playoffs contention. What does that mean to you?
Oh, that's huge. So we're the IUPUI B team, right? So we've all been practicing together since like pretty much Overwatch 2, like September-ish, October.
Wow. For years.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so we're all just like super happy to finally be playing in a tournament, and it's nice than just scrimming with no purpose. Now the scrims actually have a purpose, so it feels good, and I hope we can hopefully make a playoffs run, and
That's
I think we
cool.
can do it.
Is this your first
keep
tournament?
the attitude high. This is not my first tournament, so
Okay.
I played in a few others before.
Okay, but for your team, it's the first tournament.
I think this is the first tournament for our team. We might have played in one when I wasn't on the team, but it was at least a year ago.
One more question.
It's been a long time.
I got one more for you.
Yeah.
How would you personally pronounce your team's name?
Oh, dude, that's a good question. I don't even know,
Oh,
Loki.
no.
So, do you know, like, we're the Bybyb Clappers because we're the B team for IUPUI, and then the A team is
What?
called Ayaya Clappers.
No.
So that's why we're BBB.
Okay,
That's
thank
so
you for the lore.
legendary.
That's amazing. That's absolutely legendary. Nihilus, do you have any questions for Classy?
Yeah, just one. I mean, Classy, congratulations on the win today. A really great performance by you and the team. You go down 1 and 2 in this set, and it's looking really scary. The Echo, the Widowmaker are really taking this game over. Was there anyone on your team specifically that stepped up and kind of gave the pep talk and turned this thing around for you? Or was it more of a team effort?
I think like one thing that's unique about us is that like we've been really working heavy on morale, So even if we go down 1 and 2, like we're always problem solving, we're always like looking to improve. And so I don't think our morale ever went down at all today. Like even though we were 1 and 2, I think our morals were high and we were feeling good about it. And like we know that we had the ability to bring it back. We just had to square up and play a little bit better as a team. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, honestly,
You really put that on full display. I mean, that was a great performance. Congrats.
All right. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for casting as well. Great job.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. Then we're going to bring up Pizzay. Pizzay has agreed to go for this. So,
Ooh.
Hello, Pizzay.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Pizzay or am I probably wrong, aren't I?
That's fine. It's good.
Is it pizza? Just be real. Is it pizza?
Yeah, pizza.
It's pizza. Oh, it was
Rough.
pizza the whole
Oh,
time.
man.
Oh,
cool,
no.
damn.
Darn.
Oh no. What? Okay, my first question is it's such a shitty question. Like what other weird pronunciations have you heard from your name?
I was in one tournament before, and they
Huh.
kept calling me Pizzy.
Pizzy.
And yeah, that was kind of weird.
The H is right there, guys. Come on.
Yeah,
Come on.
Pizzy. Wow. Dude, your echo is cracked. Wow. So tell us about, is that your main?
Yeah, I used to be a tank main in Overwatch 1, and then once Overwatch 2 came out, I basically started one-tricking Echo.
Yeah, it really shows. I mean, they had to design their entire strategy around defeating you because they realized that you were just such a powerhouse. So tell me about like a little bit about your team.
Well, a lot of my team is like in-person friends, university friends. 3 of my teammates are actually my roommates.
Oh my.
And the rest of the team is from Black Lotus. Those were our 2 ringers, but we've really been scrimming with them a lot.
Okay.
I used to be on Black Lotus, which is another team that played in the last LFGs.
So you know Critic.
Yeah, I know Critic,
Right.
but now we're kind of no longer a part of them, which is weird. But
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's a mix.
Yeah, that's cool. And Nihilus, do you have any questions? I don't know why I'm blanking on questions.
Not really. Tater Tots I think you guys had a really, really good performance together, all things considered. You still have a shot at the playoffs. It's going to be close. Do you have a team next week that you're wanting to play, or do you have a specific, mindset going into the last week right before playoffs?
Well, our first match we got 0-4. We had no map wins, and we're starting to improve now, and we're gonna peak next week.
Peak next week. All right, that rhymed. Nice. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I might feature the match. I'm not really sure. So now that we have this match result, I can start looking at the bracket and start thinking about the pairings and how it's going to go down. So I'm probably going to post that pretty soon. Anyway, thank you for doing the post match interview.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. All right, you have a good day.
Too.
All right, and with that, that is going to conclude our round 3. That is the final match of round 3, and we'll go into round 4 next week. I want to thank everyone for coming and supporting these 2 teams here in the feature match. And we'll be back next week with more feature matches. And also thank you, Nihilus, for coming by and doing the co-casting.
Thanks for having me on. It was a pleasure. It was a fun cast.
Yeah, absolutely. That was also a really fun game to cast as well.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, thank you everyone for coming out, and have a great one.